Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be my review for Arrow Season 2, Episode 18, Deathstroke. And oh my god, guys, this episode was perfect. It had everything I wanted from the last few episodes. It basically gave us everything we wanted for the past few episodes, and I really love that about this episode. Definitely the best episode of the season. I loved it so much, and some people are even calling it the best episode of Arrow history because it's that good. But let's just get to it. And definitely, though, this episode was a game-changing one, and definitely, as I said, the best episode of the season. So, we pick up right where we left off last week, with Thea in Slade's limo. You know, we remember that Thea was approached by Slade, and Slade's like, "Call me Slade," and he tells her he is not taking her home, as he forces her to leave the car in a bad part of town. Brother Blood in his stone mask is waiting to grab her. And at the Arrow hideout, Roy is distracted. He's upset that he had to break up with Thea, and laments not telling her the truth. I like the focus on Thea in this episode. You know, Thea has not had much to do this season. She really has kind of just been, you know, she's Roy's girlfriend. You know, that's basically all she's done all season. I like that they finally gave her a lot to do in this episode. Felicity tells Oliver he needs to stop spending so much time worrying about Slade, and at least a little time being CEO of Queen Consolidated. There's a board meeting coming up, and Oliver arrives for the meeting, but it is early. Isabel is there, and she talks nicely to him about how their partnership is doing at running the company, and the conversation is interrupted by Maura, who wants to know if Oliver has seen Thea lately, and she also wonders if Oliver will attend the mayoral debate that night. He's very cold to her, but he says he will continue to publicly support her. So at the debate, Oliver's very worried that he can't find Thea. The debate between Sebastian Blood and Maura is interrupted when a video screen shows the kidnapped, and we still see that the debate thing is going on. You know, it's been a while since we've seen that, but we see a kidnapper, you know, we see a kidnapped Thea. She's terrified, she's screaming, she's crying, and it says, "How much is Thea Queen worth to you?" And that scene is just, that was amazing right there. The Queen family goes to the Queen Consolidated building to hunker down. The police say they are looking for her, and Isabel comes in and tells Oliver there is serious company business he must attend to, stuff that is mandated by the SEC. He is too flustered to deal with it and asks her to take over, and she refuses at first, but he writes on a piece of paper that he's transferring control of Queen Consolidated to her. She seems shocked and genuine, but you know, you can clearly tell she's not going to be willing to hand control back to Oliver when he asks for it sometime in the future. Like, seriously, why would he trust this woman? I don't think he can trust her, personally. What do you guys think? Do you think he can trust, this woman? I'm really not sure. Felicity somehow examines thousands of photos and figures out that Slade took Thea. The Arrow team is going to move on Slade. Sarah has gotten some Viper venoms, though, that they can use to sedate Slade and maybe slow him down. Oliver also wants Roy to come along, even though Roy has a lot of mixed emotions. You know, he's just like he was last week, completely just, his emotions are everywhere. He's out of control, basically. He doesn't know, you know, we don't know what he's going to do next. He's one of those kind of characters where you really don't know what he's going to do next. But Oliver, Sarah, and Roy all converge on Slade, who is just calmly sitting in a chair. And I really like this scene. They ask where Thea is, and Slade says, "What do you think you're going to do, kill me?" And he asks, knowing that, you know, by killing him, they'll never find out where Thea is. But Oliver shoots Slade with a Viper Venom tranquilizer and tells Roy to call Detective Lance to come arrest Slade. And this was a really cool scene. I love the way they did that scene. That was really big right there. At police headquarters, Slade is not talking. There's no evidence against Slade. He has an airtight alibi for the kidnapping. The police want to set him free and are angry at Officer Lance for listening to the Arrow. And Oliver goes into the interrogation room. He comments about Slade's nickname, Deathstroke, and Slade says he likes it. Oliver asks how Slade got off the island, and he says that he swam. He never would have made it, but the Maracuru kept healing him whenever he got hurt. And Oliver breaks down in front of Slade and says, "You win." But before Slade can really respond, the police come in and set Slade free. I mean, seriously, that was just, I'm like, why are you saying Slade free? He's done all this bad shit and you're saying him free? I mean, definitely, Oliver just doesn't know what to do anymore. It's an outside police headquarters. As Slade gets into his limo, he tells me that he's offering a $5 million reward for the arrest of Thea's captors. And as he drives away, Diggle is following, and Felicity is tracking his car via GPS. Sarah and Roy are part of the track team, and Slade are part of the track Slade team as well. but Slade manages to get away from all of them. Slade then visits Thea and surprisingly tells her she is free to go. He tells her, you can leave now. He says he only took her to make a point, and his point has been made, and as she starts to walk out, he tells her that if she leaves, she will never know her brother's secret. Now, we thought he was going to tell her that, he's the Arrow. That's not the secret that he tells her, though. He said, would you like to know his secret? And Roy, and, before he could tell her the secret, we then see that Roy's very angry that Team Arrow keeps on listening to Oliver, but Oliver's plans don't seem to be working out. He wonders why they handed Sarah over to the police in the first place, and Roy is done with Team Arrow. He's pretty much like, I'm done. You're not going to help me. Why should I help you? I'm done with all of you. I thought that scene was definitely very, very intense, and I definitely really enjoyed that scene, because I really like that, Roy is kind of just feeling faded away from the team. It really is sad, but that's what's happening. So Maura and Oliver have a heart-to-heart. She blames herself for everything that goes wrong. Crisis always brings people together, and it seems she and Oliver are making up a bit. So Oliver and Maura seem like they're making amends, and I do like that in this episode, that they're sort of making amends. And it turns out, we were all right about Isabel. She has convened a board meeting and taken over as permanent CEO of Queen Consolidated. And when Oliver confronts her, it comes out that she was planted at the company by Slade. And Oliver throws her around and says, tell me where my sister is or I will kill you. She tells him about a Stewart depot outside of town and says Slade is expecting him. She adds that Oliver better come alone or Slade will kill Thea. And that was just amazing right there. When we found out the reveal about Isabel, I knew she was up to no good, but we did not know she was working for Slade. I just knew she was up to no good. We didn't know what, why Oliver would trust her. I don't know, but we knew she was up to no good. So Diggle and Sarah want to come, but Oliver won't let them. Felicity tells Oliver to go, but asks him not to hold back, kill him and end this, she says. Slade dons his Deathstroke mask and gear. Oliver gets to the stage depot and is forced to fight a gauntlet of Slade's henchmen, but Slade is not there and neither is Thea. Felicity tells Oliver that Thea is free and just walked into a police presence, and Oliver is baffled about what Slade is up to. Slade stops the Department of Corrections bus transferring a bunch of prisoners. He kills the guards and frees the bad guys. He is recruiting soldiers for an army, So Maura and Oliver go to see Thea. She's angry at them, and she says that Slade told her that she is really Malcolm Merlin's daughter, and she blames Oliver because she used to trust him, and her trust in Maura was destroyed long ago, and she storms out. So things are not good between Thea and Oliver right now, currently in this scene. We then see Roy driving out of Starling City, as he said, he's done. He doesn't want to do, he's done with it all. He can't take it anymore because he's so, not with them. He's so, he can't get his emotions together that he's really worried that he's just gonna snap, and before anything bad happens, he's leaving on them. So yeah, then the police ask Detective Lance what he knows about the Arrow. He says he does not know who it is and is arrested for aiding in all the Arrow's illegal activity. So basically, everyone thinks that all this bad shit that's been happening is the Arrow's fault. That was Slade's plan. Remember how Slade says, I want to ruin you? That's how he's going to ruin him. He's going to make he's going to make it look like the Arrow did all of this. The polls show a strong sympathy vote moving toward Maura in the mayor's race. Sebastian Blood is mad at Slade and thinks Slade's plan have blown the election. Slade laughs and says he's building an army that Blood can use to take over the city. Isabel is there and tells Slade that Queen Consolidated Labs are now working full-time to replicate the Mirakuru in Slade's bloodstream, and everything is going as planned, says Slade. He says he is not done yet, and Oliver Queen needs one more distraction. And, we don't know what he says after this, I was kind of like, what else is he going to say? What else can he do to, get people on his side? So at the Arrow hideout, Felicity and Diggle are providing moral support to a distraught Oliver. Oliver thinks he's his own worst enemy, and I really feel bad for Oliver now, because he's basically realized that he just ruined all this for himself. He's feeling like an idiot now, and that all the things going wrong with his family and the company are his fault. And Diggle and Felicity urge him to fight back, and I really like that finally we kind of have our own teams here. You have Diggle, Felicity, and Oliver on this side, and on the Slade side, you now have Slade, Sebastian Blood, and Isabel. I really like that we finally got to that, because I really enjoyed that. And then to end the episode, I love the way they end this episode tonight. Slade goes into Laurel's apartment, And I saw a tweet on Twitter that says Laurel is going to be the last one to find out about Oliver. And I was kind of like, no, 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 I have a feeling something's going to happen. And I'm like, and I was thinking, from that tweet that they said, I had a feeling something was going to happen, and it did. Because he says he's not there to harm her. He says a message, and he tells her that Oliver, he says, you don't know who Oliver Queen is, right? Oliver Queen is the Arrow. Yes, he just told Laurel that Oliver is the Arrow. So, what is Laurel going to do? We don't know. I don't know if he told Thea or not, but whatever's happening, this rumor that he's, this is getting spread, and a lot of people are going to find out about this, and it's going to be really bad for Oliver, because right now, Oliver's a wanted criminal, and people want to find him, so he's ruining it for Oliver, and I really love where this show is going. This definitely was a great plot, and I love this plot. I thought it was amazing, and I absolutely loved it. Let's just really quickly get to the island flashbacks, and the island flashbacks also very strong in this episode. Sarah and the rest of the freed prisoners are debating the merits of handing engineer Hendrik over to Slade in exchange for Oliver. Hendrik is a jerk, but they still think Slade will kill him once he fixes the boat. Sarah thinks the swap may be an opportunity. She gets the Russian prisoners to help her disarm some of the landmines on the island. Her plan is to strap the bombs to Hendrik and then blow him up once he is close to Slade, killing Hendrik and Slade. So Sarah basically, she can do anything. Slade delivers Oliver and Ivo to Sarah. And, why'd she want Ivo? But as he starts to leave with Hendrik, Slade comments that the Mirakuru has enhanced all his senses, and he says he can smell the TNT on Hendrik, and he pulls the explosives off and says he is tempted to blow Sarah, Oliver, and everyone up. But Shadow's Ghost speaks to him and tells him that death is too good for Oliver and Sarah. Instead, Slade decides to leave them stranded on the island until they die. So, this episode, that was the episode, and it was absolutely amazing. I was so into this episode tonight. I'm like, yes, this is everything I've wanted from this show. Everything I've said about the show being boring, that is completely gone with this episode. Unfortunately, we have to wait now 2 weeks for the next episode. 2 weeks. How am I supposed to wait 2 weeks? I mean, after this amazing episode, so much is happening now, Is Oliver going to get into some very serious trouble for what he does? Because, again, everyone thinks all the crimes are being committed are the Arrow's fault. So, Slade is basically ruining Oliver that way. How is Laurel going to react to, what Slade told her about Oliver being the Arrow? Does Thea know? Is that what he told Thea? We don't really know. Do you think that, everything's... What do you think about Roy leaving? Do you think Roy's gonna stay, gone, or would you like Roy back? What do you think's gonna happen there? Were you surprised he left? I was surprised that, he left, but I thought he was just gonna, say, oh, I give up or something. He was definitely really upset, but I didn't expect him to actually quit Team Arrow. That I did not expect at all. What do you think of, what do you think of Maura and Oliver? Are you happy things are patching up there? Do you like that we kind of have teams now? Again, we have Oliver, Felicity, and Diggle on this team, and then you have, Isabel, Deathstroke, and Brother Blood on the other team. Do you think that, Oliver's stupid for trusting Isabel? Do you feel bad for Oliver? I personally feel really bad for Oliver. But again, this episode, perfect episode tonight. Just an amazing episode. Really, really into it. Love this episode so much. 10 out of 10. Just best episode of the season. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And I cannot wait for the next episode. So that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for the 100. So see you then. Bye.